is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding.
I was just thrust from an altering husk, a dark mutation starved, a race from dawn to meet dusk. Death that walks longing for blood. I insert my straw and draw what I want, drown in the countless monsters I hunt. Not at all long ago, not resorting to dreaming. An entire world swirled into being. Despondent, I wandered forward, headed toward the zenith. But before I reach it, it must be accepted that an immortal doesn't receive credit for the performance of breathing. Upsifted, I am absorbed by the evening. Froth, a moth arranging thorns full of reason. Flits about above a vortex beneath them. Entranced, frozen fast, trapped in an intangible photograph. What's the future to a man for which the votes is past, when nothing remains of his planet but smoke and ash? Stuck on a plane that he cannot hope to crash. The former world, nothing more than shards of broken glass. Sharper than a snake-headed whip's unholy lash. Loosed upon the realms, the darkest spells could not dispel the sheer beauty his thoughts beheld. He peers through a Gnostic veil and sees much that the false would tell, most of which would not cross the shell. The bubble in which she sits to watch this hell, untouched by its ghastly flames, other than what is felt via empathic gaze, periodically blinded by chronic blasts of rage. But even when he regains his sight, the wrath remains, not so easily forgotten, a lasting stain, a shadow that's like Cass's grave, a massive grave buried so deep the tones are key that can't be played. A ball hitting the ground before approaching the catcher's range, a pitch too low to be ascertained. What do you know of such a class of pain? Could you endure, suffer through the war, all sides of which wish to be a truest form, fighting to get to the eye of the feudal storm, not realizing how futile their use of force for each one of the combatants is you, of course, all representing something you choose to want. The participants will only fall if that is what you truly want. Many times it will be just as difficult to reach out and touch a unicorn, but difficulty is not synonymous with the impossibility of your ability to accomplish it. Don't be a sissy when you encounter adversarial disadvantages. Push through, do what you must do when there's a barrier to get to the other side of it. Don't fail to acknowledge the wealth of esoteric knowledge that may very well be buried within your consciousness. Just how long were we here before we engineered God's ascent? I am certain that there were schizophrenics before doctors lived. The spiritual among you may not want to hear this, but you will not forget. Solar scars, no one is safe from the stars. Shadows shrink away from their hearts. The pain is smart, perhaps I neglect what makes me so dark. I watch light reflect, the concept of life and death is taken apart. Maybe it's just me, but running away from my thoughts will be like bleeding in the ocean, being chased by a shark. So I give you evolution, the mutation of talk, for communication is the most ancient of arts. Solar scars, no one is safe from the stars. Shadows shrink away from their hearts. The pain is smart, perhaps I neglect what makes me so dark. I watch light reflect, the concept of life and death is taken apart. Maybe it's just me, but running away from my thoughts will be like bleeding in the ocean, being chased by a shark. So I give you evolution, the mutation of talk, for communication is the most ancient of arts.